Hello, this is Paranormal Girl. October the 31st, you know it as Halloween, but to us witches, it is Samhain Eve. Samhain, literally translating to end of summer, is one of the biggest festivals in the Wiccan calendar, a time of remembrance of those we've lost and a celebration of summer's death and winter's birth. The sun god and earth fall into a slumber, the nights lengthen, the air becomes crisp, and winter begins. October 31st is known as one of two spirit nights, the other being Beltane, a magical interval when the laws of time and space are suspended. Samhain Eve sees the veil between the worlds at its thinnest, facilitating communication between ancestors and departed loved ones. Originally, Samhain, known as the Feast of the Dead, is a Sabbath, celebrated in Celtic countries by leaving offerings on altars and doorsteps for the dead who have returned to their previous homes. And this practice is still carried out in certain places. Extra chairs were left out for loved ones to sit around the family table. Apples were buried along the roadsides for lost spirits without descendants to lead them, and turnips were hollowed out and carved to look like protective spirits. Pranks were also a common practice, which is where the phrase trick or treat originates from, along the tradition of dressing up in costumes. The symbols of Halloween are the apples, black cats, jack-o'-lanterns and besoms. The herbs associated with Halloween are mugwort, allspice, catnip, oak leaves, sage, broom and deadly nightshade. Foods also associated with Halloween are turnips, apples, nuts, mulled wine, beef, pork and poultry. And of course the colours associated with Halloween celebrations are black, orange, white, silver and gold. The first easy way to celebrate Samhain is to build a bonfire. This practice is one of the most honoured Samhain traditions. The fire symbolises the welcoming of winter. You can begin your evening by communing with your departed loved ones through the fire. Invite friends and family to join you to create a welcoming space for the deceased. Hold hands around the fire and embrace its warmth. You may also like to sing and dance, inviting the spirits to celebrate too. Telling stories around the fire is also common, either special memories you have of your loved ones or spooky stories of the dead or supernatural, if you want to scare people, of course. If you're not able to build a bonfire, use candlelight instead to welcome the new season. Having a silent supper to honour the dead is a more sombre and respective Samhain tradition. Leave a chair out for the spirits to sit with you whilst you feast, and perhaps even make a spare meal for them. Firstly, make your dining space sacred. Use sage to cleanse the area and remove all distractions such as phones or TVs. You may also wish to remove young family members or animals from this celebration, as they may find it very difficult to remain silent throughout, which is the key. Silence is the key. During the silent supper, some choose to honour the dead through photographs. An altar is a sacred space that witches use to carry out rituals and decorate for the Sabbaths. For Samhain, you may place photographs of your loved ones or personal items of the person you're honouring on your altar. Add in fruits such as apples and pomegranates is also a way to celebrate the deceased. Apples are the fruit of death, while pomegranates are the fruit of life. Place both on your altar to represent the thin line between both on Samhain. Orange and black are the two key colours of Samhain. Black representing death and orange, representing the dawning of light that shall return. Wearing these colours is an accessible and relatively simple way to celebrate Samhain. Also, keep your workspace friendly. You may wish to decorate your house or altar with those colours. Candles are an easy way of decorating your altar. Luckily, wearing a costume on October 31st is acceptable in society because Halloween, meaning it's easy to celebrate the prank element of Samhain in public. But of course, us witches do other things, don't we? We get away with it. Traditionally, costumes involved animal parts. However, today, that is no longer common. Masks are the key for Samhain. To use them as a disguise to perform mischief. But they are also used to confuse malevolent spirits and keep you safe. Creating your own costume from scratch would be the best way to celebrate Samhain. Use household objects, second-hand materials, or animal products to create your costume. The more respectful tradition is the divination ceremony, in which you seek knowledge by contacting your deceased loved ones. The best way to carry out a divination is by using tarot cards or runes. Use your cards or stones to ask questions to the dead. Note down what they tell you and reflect on this by choosing something that has arisen from your ceremony to improve. For example, if the divine has guided you to focus more on yourself, spend some time prioritizing your mental health and working on your self-worth. Even perhaps take a weekend away. And finally, connect with the living. Samhain is of course not only about the dead, but about life too. Work on relationships that seem to be failing. Check up on old friends and spend time celebrating Samhain with others. Learn about your roots as well. Connect with your family tree. Perhaps look over old family photographs or watch some home movies. Do whatever you feels right for you. Whether you're in the broom closet or an out and about witch, or even a natural witch, come to that. Samhain is an easy Sabbath to celebrate as it coexists with Halloween and many of the traditions cross over. Celebrate your loved ones, dead and alive. Play pranks on one another. Indulge in the great food and take some time to speak to the divine for guidance throughout the winter season. Happy Samhain and blessed be.